But as other people are arriving in the space, let's take a moment to ah, feel the earth beneath us. Ah, I'm breathing out, allowing some sound to come. I will mute everyone. So just feeling free to let that sound come. Mm. Ah, moving your jaws. So much tension often in our jaws. Ah, and opening up to receive your breath. Ah, and feeling the earth beneath you. Mm. Feeling your connection with her. She's always there. She's always present. Allowing yourself to surrender to her care, her warmly witnessing. Mm. Yeah, and feel that you can breathe into that. Mm. Oh, and just welcoming yourself in the space and tuning into what question you have around your coaching. And today we're not going to, or let's say differently, whatever question you have around your coaching. And just honoring that question, honoring it for being your guide to bring you to this session and to take you through this session in the most impactful way. Mm. And breathing out, opening your eyes and just posting in the chat your focus, what is attracting your attention right now in your coaching. Mm. Yeah. Okay, so we're having a series of questions. Can you see them all? Good. So we have attracting clients to my coaching program, converting them from 3-session clients into bigger programs. Yay. So exciting that you do have the 3-session clients. And you get the results, right, in 3 sessions. Yeah, that's the biggest celebration. And we can work on the next step as we welcome a new uh, participant here. Another question, just being burned out, not enjoying it anymore, needing to follow my heart more, frustrated some of my clients are not seeing the results. I know they can. Yeah, I had that often. And getting more ideal clients. Good. Now, the interesting thing is, and welcome to all the ones who are still joining. I'm Klara Adalena here. I even forgot to introduce myself. Sorry. Klara Adalena here, talking about ask what you want coaching. Ask whatever you want. And that's, of course, a strange concept, especially for coaches who are usually not so much money oriented. But let's explore it. And it has everything to do with your own inner spiritual professional growth. So we were doing a small meditation and gathering a few questions, and the newcomers cannot see them in the chat. Just to quickly recapitulate, attracting more clients to higher programs, feeling burned out, needing to follow the heart more, frustrated not everyone is seeing the results I know they can, and getting, again, the question of getting more clients. Now, I've worked with many amazing business coaches, and some of them I hated, and most of them I loved. Seeing more questions here, getting potential clients to commit to attend enrollment or discovery meetings. A few of them back out or don't follow up. Oh, yeah, that is so frustrating. You're all prepped and ready and excited, and then you ghosted. Nothing. Yeah. We will go into that. But the point I want to make right now is that we can go into it from many angles. And most business gurus will enter this from the point of marketing. If you don't have enough ideal clients, either you get the wrong clients and you need to adjust your message, or you get no clients and then you need to adjust your whole marketing. And I've worked with them. I've spent hundreds of thousands of money with them, and it's been all worth it. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what they're saying. But I have come to realize that it's just one angle. And actually, it's more on the symptom level. Because we all know that when we are truly, truly in our divine power, Jesus, Buddha-like, right? Jesus didn't have a problem of not having clients. Buddha didn't have a problem of not having clients. When we are fully in our flow, in our wisest, biggest state, clients just flock to us, especially as spiritual coaches, because there is such a need for that. So if we focus on the marketing, we're actually giving ourselves a message. I don't believe I can fully step into my power. And until I do, I will use some quick fixes. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to judge that, right? But I do want to name it. I do want to call it out. And I do want to say that, wherever you are in your journey, investing more in yourself and really offering the coaching that is desired in this time and needed in this time, and offering it from your wisest place, your zone of genius and your zone of excellence, where the two meet. If you come there, you will also solve all these problems. The clients will be so excited to talk to you, right? The prospects, they won't miss any opportunity. They will love going into your deeper programs, whatever the cost. Whatever the cost, that's where the title came from. You won't burn out because you will be fully aligned. You will be in your heart as you do your strategic coaching. And all your clients will be getting breakthroughs. and you will be attracting all these ideal clients. So I want to enter it from this different angle. And one of the reasons is that we're working on the actual problem, not on the symptom. Another reason is most coaches are much better in coaching than in marketing. I know you're an exception, Claire. You are a professional marketer. So there is exceptions, of course, but for many of us, our genius is in coaching. So let's expand more into that. Yeah, let me tune in a moment. Because right now there is an amazing opportunity. Everything, let's say it differently, there is new clients flocking the market. The market is growing year after year, the coaching market. And typically everybody panics about it. They say there's more coaches, there will be more competition. But let's look at it from the other angle. There is more clients. Because what they measure is not the amount of coaches, they measure the amount of sessions, the money that is going around in the industry. That is growing and growing, which means the market is expanding, what they call a bull market in stock market terms. That means there's plenty of opportunity. But it doesn't mean, let's use the stock market comparison metaphor. It doesn't mean that all stocks are good, right? Bull market doesn't mean just buy anything. It means buy the stocks that are growing. So that is what we want to know, of course, in the coaching market. Where is the bull? Where is the bull? Let's say it that way. And what I see is that it's definitely women. It has always been mainly a women coaching market, many women market coaching, even to 70%, still true. So focus on women. They will be the majority of your clients. And women learn and grow differently than men. So really focus on what women need to grow quickly. And that also means, of course, growing your own feminine, right? Allowing yourself to be more feminine. Yeah, show those curls. They're beautiful. And just have pleasure in them. Have pleasure in your body. Have pleasure in seeing yourself on the camera and seeing people listening to you, right? Just enjoy it all. I've really been enjoying lately that I have sales like almost every day now. Now I work for it and it isn't always big sales, but just every day feeling something coming in. I celebrate that. It means things are moving, momentum is building. I don't, worry about, well, sometimes I do, but mostly I don't worry about, oh, but it's not the big things coming in. No, I know that when I keep the small flow going and, I do my stuff, the big things come. So that's so feminine, right? Not to start pushing but enjoy it. So that's a big part of it. And I'm always surprised how powerful it is. Another part is, and let's just breathe into that before we continue. Mm. Wait, I am not even using my microphone. That will help when I use that too. That's what happens when you just tune in. You suddenly remember. Better sound? Yeah, always strange with these things in your ears. So it takes a moment to adjust. But a very different aspect, but just as important, is authority. We need to step into authority. As women, and when we focus on the feminine, there's always a bit of a risk of it becoming fluffy and, flowy, but too flowy. But when we combine, and then nobody takes you serious. So you have to take yourself very serious, and you have to know and show that you get people results, not just processes, but results. So authority has a lot to do with offering high-level outcomes. Think of a carpenter. We don't give a carpenter much authority. We need them, but for us, it's a low-level problem. My door doesn't open the way I like it to, it squeaks when I open it, or it's heavy to open. Things like that. They need to be fixed, but we don't feel they're very important. But I just had a hip replacement. That is super important, right? Oh my God, I can walk again in a way I couldn't before. That's a high level problem. It affects my whole life. It affects how confident I feel. Not being able to walk easily, it makes you wobbly a bit. Having a door that squeaks a bit doesn't have that effect on you. So this is a high level problem. And that's why we give a lot of authority to surgeons. So I always feel that women don't like so much the, just fake it until you make it approach. And I'm one of them who doesn't like that. So I don't like just, pretending I have authority and then everyone will listen. But I believe in truly offering high value outcomes. So look at your outcomes. And especially if you're having trouble getting people on calls, send a few reminders with a video. And in that video, feel that authority and really feel, I'm going to solve high-level problems for you on this call. Now, I know there's a double edge to it, because it doesn't mean you're going to coach on the call. But it does mean that you're going to help them see they need to take action. I actually have a free training on the buying process. So if you don't have that, leave me a note in the chat and or send me an email later, and I can send it to you. Because that will help you see that the buying process, people can get stuck in it. Buying process is basically going from, oh, I think my hip is not quite okay, to I need this operation, and I'm making the payment or the appointment or whatever it is. I'm committing to it, investing in it. Or, I thought I was happy single, but I'm not. To, okay, I'm investing in this program and I'm going to solve this. That's a journey that people are on. And they can get stuck in so many places, 10 to be exact. And when you can help them with that, that's a high level thing, because you help them really go from just procrastinating and spending their life on the couch to actually solving what is holding them back and getting the life they want. Is the difference clear between coaching and this high level outcome for the prospects? Yeah, let me know in the chat. No, this is not the discovery call. Or yeah, also, yeah, sorry. I'll quickly speak to that and then I want to get back to my theme. So you promise to help them, or you know you're going to help do them in that quick video, and you speak from that place. You see that road before you from 1 to 10, from, oh, there is something to, I'm investing in this. And you see how you can help them. On the discovery call, you actually help them. Let's say they are stuck at, I'm sort of getting a feeling I want to do this, but I'm not really feeling that yes. It's more like, okay, I'll do it. And it's not like, okay, I'm going to give this my all. Feel the difference? And the difference between those two typically is they don't see the solution. They don't see themselves in this new future. Like many dating clients, they have been stuck for so long, they cannot even imagine anymore what it will be like to be happy in a relationship. So just helping them see that. It's getting clear, right? Good. That training will make it a lot more clear. Do get it if you don't have it yet, and do listen if you haven't listened yet. So that's authority. We're going back to our global theme, right? We're going to solve our problems not through business angle, but through inner and professional growth angle. And we can do that because we're in a bull market and because there is so much opportunity. But we are aware that the opportunity is when we focus on women and really help them. And we're aware that women nowadays have big goals. 10 years ago, you could just say to a woman, I'll help you feel more of your feminine energy. You can still do that, but she's not going to pay you big money for it. She's not going to see you as an authority. So it's not where the interesting market is. It's not where the big opportunity is. I did that 10 years ago, right? 20 years ago. I loved it. I started in the 90s already. But around 2014, I felt like this is no longer where the heat, the excitement in the market is. And I ended it, which was also painful, but letting go of something beautiful is also painful. But it allowed me to grow so much further. So we need to understand that. So we need to speak to these women who know they can have it all and know that to get there, they need to go deep in themselves. To go big in the world, they need to go deep in themselves. These are the women we need to speak to. And these women, Claire, because you asked that, are usually very committed. So they will show up on the calls. So that's also, right, already in that place. Know who you speak to, see the opportunity. And then come with that authority, knowing that you deliver high level outcomes. I mean, you need to choose it first, of course. Like just feminine energy is not how outcome, but become a CEO rooted in feminine energy, that is a high level outcome. So first you need to choose that for yourself. And then you do your inner work to really feel it. And we women do have a tendency to make things small that we do, right? Like, yeah, I help them be a feminine CEO, but we need to free ourselves from all of that authority. So those are the three big things. There's opportunity for the feminine, for the authority, and for the top coaches. Because that is true. The market is huge. everybody knows. We can just see them on YouTube, right? Or wherever. You see all these amazing, inspiring coaches. So everybody knows what's available. And that is also very different from 20, 30 years ago. You would just settle for a local coach and she would be nice and you would be happy. And you didn't know what you were missing. Now we do know what we're missing and we don't want to miss that. So we want a top coach. So I sometimes call the time when I started in the 90s the Wild West of coaching. Like there was no standards. I started as a priestess training program. Nobody was offering to guide me to start a priestess training program, right? Nobody else was even doing it. So you just go. And I love the Wild West energy. So I love that time. But we have to face that that's not where we are now. It's totally different. There is trainings to become a woman facilitator. I have my portal openers helping you to become a priestess coach. You know, there is so much training. One moment. And that can be frustrating, but it's also exciting because it means we can go deeper as coaches. There is more guidance for us. It also means, by the way, that we need to keep developing ourselves. If you don't, the market just moves forward and you are left behind. No matter how good your marketing is, right? Just doesn't work anymore. So you need to be really, really good. I always say be the top 1%. Because women don't like to say I'm the best, right? Because that means somebody else cannot be the best. We want sisterhood. But the top 1%, I mean, it's $1 billion industry, right? So that's still hundreds of thousands of coaches. And that's fun to be part of that sisterhood, or tens of thousands, I don't know exactly. It'll be fun actually to check that out. So that is what we're focusing on today, and why is investing in your coaching has a direct impact on the money you make. And that's why I call this the Ask Whatever You Want coaching masterclass. Actually, I'm going to say a bit more about that. And Claire, who's also on this call now, thank you, Claire, for being here again, actually played a great part in this story that I'm going to tell. Is it okay if I tell it again? Thank you. Because Claire has done portal openers with me and is even in a follow-up program. So she's an amazing coach. And she was on one of my other calls, and there was an opportunity to get feedback on your coaching. So Claire volunteered. She started to coach me. That was the setting. And I was in a double role. I was being the client, but as such, I could really feel what was happening in the energy, what Claire was opening up for me. And then afterwards, as a coach, I would give back on that again to Claire. And during the session, I even switched hats a few times too. So it was a very unique session. And it allowed me to experience what I have been teaching, which was such a gift. And Claire did it beautifully. And first, and that was even within a few minutes, I was invited to share my problem, and we went really to the specifics of it. That's, by the way, I'll give another call on that because that is so important. Then we engage the whole nervous system when it becomes specific. So I was talking about a launch, and that's actually planned to be a 60K launch. So that's a high level problem, right? If you just to go back to that, that's a 60K problem. Well, that's quite a lot of money. So Claire was not afraid of that, right? With your background in marketing, you're used to big budgets, and that's already so important that as coach, you're confident in that space. And first I said something like, I notice I get into so much stress, and then of course it doesn't work and people don't sign up. And I get that, but I need to change it. And as we became specific, and Claire beautifully guided me there, I started to simply see, like, oh yeah, but wait, that stress, what is actually going on is my whole body goes into fight and flight, that state of the nervous system. And when I'm in that state, my heart isn't open, my warmth doesn't come across, people don't feel that. So then they're, seeing something amazing, but they don't feel the invitation to join. So on an intellectual level, I got clarity. And that's what I call level 1 coaching. It is very useful. It is needed. It's part of what is needed, but it's not all. Because I was still kind of left, I didn't have time to feel it, it all went so fast. But if the session would have ended there, I would go like, yeah, okay. But how do I change that? Right? That's what all our clients always ask. But how? How do I change that? And most coaches will just send them back into the woods and say, yeah, the answer will come. Well, I don't agree with that. The problem will come again. The reason why they did not find the answer will come again, but not the answer. So level 2 coaching was what happened afterwards. And we had our hats switch trick, and I could help Claire go a level deeper. And then I went back to the client role, and I immediately felt it like, oh, first I was in this session more in the fight and flight state. I mean, not totally, but more like, oh yeah, I got to get an answer, that kind of. And now I was really dropping into my body and feeling my own vulnerability. And I was getting warm and in touch with my emotions and what we call in polyvagal theory the ventral state. And in that ventral state, our intuition and our soul connection all open up. And I could suddenly feel, not see with my mind, but feel in my body like, oh, this is the answer. And now I can feel it. I felt it in my body, and then I can find it again. So when I'm in my launch and I'm writing an email and I'm feeling that, ooh, I'm, getting here again. Ah, yeah, I need to fight and flight and ventral, and I've done all that work before, and feel my warmth and my emotions, and then different words will come. So that is, by the way, I skipped the part about getting it specific, but well, we can do everything now. Come back for another call on that. So that's level 2 coaching, and it's already much better. And this is actually where we ended on our call. And it was all 10 minutes at most, probably more like 7 minutes. So that's how fast things can go. And notice Claire didn't have to tell me the answers, but she did a lot of work. It was not just letting me find my answers. But the work is different. So beautifully done. And then afterwards, afterwards I spoke with an old friend, and I got even more clarity on it and started voicing these things. And then night came and I went to sleep. And when I wake up and I'm still in my cozy bed and my, very close to soul in the night, that is always the moment that my intuition is most open. So suddenly it popped up like, oh, I can just see it now, but not as what I need to do, but as an identity. I could just see like, oh yeah, this is the old Klara, just one day ago, right? Was already old. This is the old Klara. And she becomes kind of pushy because she knows she is good. She knows she has something to offer, but it isn't happening. And then, fight or flight. And I could just see that whole energy and how she moves and, how she is. And then I could see the new Klara, who's just like, yeah, with me, you can elevate your coaching and solve all your problems and get new clients and have them do their work and get paid whatever you want. And I could feel, and I could even feel the risk, like a third Klara who did go into the feminine, but more of a servitude in the negative way, right? Like overgiving way. Like, oh, yeah, I don't want to push you, but I will do everything for you when you enter my program, that kind of energy. Sure way to burn out. So I could see all three and I could really step into the new. And then I knew that 60K is inevitable. It's inevitable. Maybe not at exactly the speed I had hoped, but maybe it goes much faster, who knows? But it's inevitable. Now, we were not in that relationship, and Claire didn't do the last part. But if you just imagine, let's say that had all happened in that session with Claire, how much do you think it would have been worth to me, that session? Write it in the chat. What do you think that would have been worth to me? And I literally mean what I would take my credit card or my bank account and be ready to pay for it. Yeah, you're kind of getting answers in the range of 10K, 5,000, 6K. I think that is true. Typically, they say charge 1/10 of what it actually will get the client. It's a good rule of thumb. So, Claire, you can ask 5,000 euro for your sessions when you're sure to include level 3. Would that solve a lot of your problems? She's nodding. Oh. Yeah. For a program, you could ask even more than 5K, I think. I was saying 5K for a session, right? This was one session. Yeah, now it's starting to hit home. And it needs to build up, right? If you now say 5K while nobody knows you, it won't be an easy start. But if you're aware for yourself, like what I'm doing is worth 5K, that already shifts so much. And then you can start building that up. So basically, now we were solving a 60K problem, and we could ask, let's say 6K, 1/10 for a session. But now let's say you solve a 600K problem. Same principle, you could ask something like 60K for one session. for 1 hour. That's why I call this Ask Whatever You Want coaching. Because you can get clients to a space where and we are welcoming a new sister here. We are welcoming clients into a space where they truly, truly feel it's inevitable. And that is because we combine the 3 levels, or actually the levels are defined in that way. So just to recapitulate, level 1 is seeing, helping your clients see the path to their solution. Level 2 is level 1, helping them see the path and helping them feel it in their body. Feel the shift in their body that is needed to take every step. And level 3 is level 1 and level 2, and becoming the one, becoming the new one who commands, whatever the outcome is you want to command. And the beauty of level 3 is that it integrates everything. If we go back to these opportunities in the market and women, now flooding the market, who want the highest level of coaching, who want it to be rooted in their feminine, unique pleasure and gifts, and who look for somebody who has authority because they want to get authority themselves. If we're looking to serve them, we really need to offer this highest level of coaching. And let's take a breath here. I want to say a bit more about how we actually do that in portal openers, which to many is very surprising. But let's just first close our eyes a minute and welcome to the newcomers. Join us if you want, feeling the earth beneath you. Just allowing everything to sink in a moment. Feeling the earth is still with you. Looking at that problem that you wrote down for yourself at the start. And do you see new ways now to solve that? And as you see yourself on that path, just allowing all your feelings. Feel that the earth is holding you. Feel that you're not alone. Seeing the moments on the path that will be challenging. Maybe you even can feel a new place in yourself where you warmly witness yourself on this journey. With the mistakes you make, but also with the light you bring. Yeah. Seeing yourself. Feeling the earth beneath you. Maybe you can even tap into that layer of existence, of essence. Maybe you can see images of the you that you will become to make this happen. And how the old you is holding you back. Hmm. And just breathing that in. Hmm. Yeah, and breathing it out. And before you really come out of the meditation, just going to the chat here and sharing your experience before it evaporates. Mm. Yeah, messages are starting to come in. I was in a different space. I couldn't really see the new me with clarity, but I did get a sense of her. So happy. Yeah. And somebody saying, "Oh, this was so deep. What did you do, Klara?" I'll talk about that. It's about having that authority of level 3. This is what I can help you with, and here's how I'm going to do it. And then seeing myself in that energy and acknowledging my tendency to slip into playing small, being kind to myself, and coming back into that higher energy again. Acknowledging I will come out of my bigger energy and I can get it back. Sounds like a lot happened already there. It was very clear. Good. Does it feel like inevitable yet? Or still? It feels inevitable and I now see the path. I should have charged 5,000 euro for this session. So how did I do that? I used the method that I teach in portal openers, Now, this was only a small taste, right? In portal openers, whether it's group or one-on-one, but when that is really the session that you do, the full hour or whatever it is, of course, you can go much deeper. But I think you all did get a taste of what it does. And one of the things that I find so important in portal openers is really seeing women in their genius. I see all of you, whether you're live here on the call or listening to the replay, whether you introduced yourself or just listening. I know what women are capable of. I believe in women. I know we can do so much more. Facebook or Instagram, I think, keeps sending me little things about, no, I even forgot her name. Taylor, is it Taylor Smith? It's not just Smith, is it? Swift, of course. Taylor Swift. I don't enjoy her music very much, but as an entrepreneur, I'm totally impressed. What this woman is doing, what she is creating, it's crazy. And we all can do that. That's the point. So Jesus always said, right? Don't just stare at me. I'm just showing you what you all can do. So to me, Taylor Swift is such a constant reminder of don't set the bar too low. We are capable of so much more. So that's what I see in myself, in you, in all of us. And that's the beginning. When you truly believe that, women, when they are around you, feel something of that. And all those voices their whole life that have been saying, don't play too big, don't take risks, don't do this, don't do that, they all go back a bit. She has a bit more space to step into who she really is. That's the first part of portal openers. And that in itself will already mean, like what happened at the start of the session with Claire, that they get to their answers so much quicker. They're still at level 1, but it will all be much easier and quicker. But then we add in portal openers a real understanding of the polyvagal theory. So that's the nervous system, but it's an approach that gives a lot of attention to that ventral state. So most theories, they talk about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. And the sympathetic is the fight and flight, and the parasympathetic is rest and relax. Polyvagal says, it's way more interesting. That parasympathetic state isn't one state. It's a kind of category. It's things heaped together. And when you start looking at them individually, inside is the ventral state. And that state allows us to really connect to our soul, to our full potential, to our heart, to our intuition. And the polyvagal theory also gives us very clear things to watch. For instance, when your breath and your heart are synchronized, that's a sign of going into ventral. So as portal opener, you know all those signs and you're watching them in your client. Or if you're doing it just audio, you're listening for them. And that will really help you to guide your clients deeper into that ventral state. Because that's another contribution of polyvagal theory, that it isn't just, you're in the state or not, but that ventral state kind of has higher levels to it, where you can get more into ventral and more into your innate power and more in your intuition and more into pleasure and more into ecstasy. So that's where we take our clients in a portal opener session. And the main tool is understanding these ventral states and warmly witnessing. And I always think this is such a surprise, right? It's high level 60K coaching. How do we do it? Well, by warmly witnessing, by being very mindful with our heart, being present in this moment. But what makes it magical is the combination that we both go right, where the monsters live, in the scariest part of the psyche, the biggest problems people face, and we bring this warmly witnessing. And that means we can only do it when we've truly done our own inner work. So portal openers is also doing your inner work consistently. Because otherwise it is something like, yeah, she's talking about 60K, but I have no clue what that means. But I will just smile and say it's okay. Right now I'm, of course, making it a bit ridiculous, but that is not ventral, that is denial, that is playing small. And that will not get any client anywhere. And these new clients, they feel the difference. You can trust that. So that's the first thing we do in portal openers, the warmly witnessing, seeing her genius and facing the biggest problems that she's dealing, bringing all of that together. And then we go deeper into those ventral states, and we use breath for that a lot. A very unusual way of breath work, very feminine, very, again, friendly. It's more about befriending the breath than about changing or pushing the breath. And when we truly do that, it is so powerful. Everybody knows that the power in true eye connection is insane, right? You have 2 minutes of eye connection and both people are crying and hugging. That's kind of what we do. This kind of connection through the ventral state. And then we don't leave it at that, but we go even into higher states. And then we truly go into that level 3 work. But that's a bit much for today. Actually, it's perfect timing. So I want to end it here, just checking in if there is questions. Yeah, I see a question on portal openers. I typically open it like once or twice a year. So depending on when you're listening to this, check if it is opening. I will post the link here and or give a link. So it's klaraadalena.com/portal. klaraadalena.com/portal. And it's a beautiful 9-week journey. Utterly takes your coaching to a whole new level, but it does ask commitment. It's not for somebody who thinks, oh, I'll do that on the side and, just listen to a few trainings and I'll be good. No, it's really every week you get 3 new trainings, 3 new meditations, 3 new leadership practices, 3 new coaching practices that you practice with coaches. So you make appointments with sisters in the group and you practice together. Every week there is a live call. You can ask questions in the group. There is a group. You're very much encouraged to share your distinctions. What am I actually learning? Because it's only then that you will get the full gist, because it's so different. It's so different from what we normally do. So you need to be very actively engaged. But when you do that, the world can change in 9 weeks. Anything from you to add to that, Claire? You've been through it. Yeah, the sisterhood we are still practicing with each other. Yeah, that is so important. Yeah, because nobody does this alone. We're truly shifting the frontier of what is possible. And nobody does that alone. Good. Yeah. And it's such amazing coaching. It has helped me do my inner work. Yeah. I witnessed that in the whole group. That even in the first weeks, when women are still learning this new way, already the practice sessions go so deep that there is so much inner growth. And of course, once everybody has been through the 9 weeks and starts implementing it and living it, and maybe even joining one of my follow-up programs, then those practice sessions become amazing free coaching sessions. Like I just had the joy to have one from you, Claire. It was such a gift. So, breathing all that in, we're living, thank you. We're living in amazing times, so much potential. And coaches are the leaders of the future. There is an amazing future waiting for you on a Taylor Swift level. Maybe you want to go on that stage, and instead of singing songs, you'll be like the feminine Tony Robbins, right? But that's, boom. Who knows? Everything is possible. Thank you so much for being here. Reach out if you have questions. I'm always very open, to connect, approachable, unless I go into my fight and flight. And with that, thank you for investing in yourself. That's where the real answers lie. Aloha.